always watching.
Yeah, how strong he has been. So it's going to be hard for eSpoiled. They're going to go for the mortar. So another one of those heroes that can have a lot of that late game damage potential. Just in Farm Central, all the cores doing relatively okay in comparison to each other. Nobody's really streaking ahead in any of these lanes.
Until then, Tombstone being dropped and had the stick available, but just a knife.
Bashka. We're going to try and get this fight going on here towards Waste 21. The cold feats will proc, but Bashka doesn't want to go too deep into this fight. Now they're going to continue to go forward here. Waste 21 doesn't have too much of a creep wave, but he's getting a few spins. He's getting these auto attacks, and that will be the Sven going down. So Bashka wanted to get the aggressive stand. Really needs to farm for the first 15 to 20 minutes.
And they knew Tiny just TP'd top as well, so there's nothing really he can do about influencing this fight. They should be able to very quickly take down the Undying. Just a decay to kind of delay things a little bit. Not worth dropping the Tombstone, but they'll get a kill.
Plus, I would open there from Purple Paradise. He's able to at least clear through some of these stacks in the Radiant Jungle, which is nice for him.
I don't even need the Exorcism for this. Just the Elder Dragon form might be enough, but going a little bit too deep is Excess Vampire. And he's just store things up.
Deep is definitely the word. Was behind this tier 1 tower. As you said, no Exorcism, but now with Excess Vampire going down, there's not really much else that they can do here. Yeah, they've got the Blink Dagger up now on Young G as well, so that potentially could be where they want to go. Excess Vampire, though, walking forward. Yoda does a lot with the Chicken Fingers and the Hex. It is Permas CC here for XX Vampire. Seeing if you can buy a little bit of this time. This Sister Shroud is completely bonkers. So much of this extra time just has to go through to try and get this kill onto the task, and that potentially could have been a bad one. There is a lot of time that Snovu's just been able to sit around and farm on the Muerta. Up over onto the other side of the high ground. They're going to go in with the Ice Blast as well. She's going to walk forward. It's a lot of damage that goes towards that Muerta, though. Does she have enough to survive from the Shatter? The Cold Feet. It's going to just miss. Or is it going to kill her? No, the final Shatter is able to get the kill there onto Snowy, and they continue to keep this fight going. Oh, they're all stuck inside the snakes. Two cores stuck inside the snakes here, especially with the Shadow Shaman going in with the shackles as well. They get the Berserker's Call. They're trying to get the save as they pull them out here from XX Vampire. At least Young G's able to walk away, but they do lose their Death Prophet for this. Another beautiful set of shards there from XX Vampire. And
Blink Dagger as well, so they do have the potential to start going in and making stuff happen. It's just a matter of who are they going to find.
They find the Undying here. It's the only one that gets hit by the Ice Blast. A nice little blink call, but no, he gets stuck inside of the shards, and that's not what you want to see if you're a Shadow Shaman who's getting your buddy stuck inside of your own snakes. They have a lot of these deployables, but look at how much damage they're able to do here from Covis 9. He wants to try and turn around with the Soul Siphons, and it's not going to be enough there, Danog. So again, beautiful blink initiation comes in from the side of eSpoiled. They get stunned that tier 1 tower. How quickly do we want to work towards this Tormentor?
You know, Sven is there on the left.
Dire's top tower.
Bashka, you have to be careful. This is going to be very spicy for both these two teams. It's everyone being split. They want to try and go in here onto the Death Prophet. Covis 9 gets stuck inside of it. It's a beautiful snowball. And again, as you said, beautiful jump into the backline there. They just catch out these cores coming in from the side of eSpoiled. They'll have to TP out here if you are. And now it's just Snowy versus the world, and he eventually will fall down. They don't cancel the TP there onto Purple Paradise, and they're going to have...
All three of them have BKBs as well, by the way. So not only is Muerta useless, but you're going to have zero.
Speaking of, she's been found. They just jump in. They go inside of the tombstone to try and get the Muerta away. She wants to try and turn around. At least gets away from the Ice Blast, but you can just see Covis is not going to let her get away. The toss goes all the way deep into the base, so they at least get the Muerta out for now, but they're looking to see if they can take down the Tiny. They do. In the background goes Young G onto the Shadow Shaman, so he will bite the dust as well with the final right click that comes in there from Covis 9. You're not really scared about any of these extra heroes coming in. There has been a few decent blink calls by Waste 21, but
it's fun in Dota to not just have one flowchart way of having to play the game, you know? Yeah.
Right, they're going to try. Waste 21. They go in onto the Sven. He's about half HP, but now with the snowball goes all the way forward here on the Snowball. He's able to pop that BKB. Wants to try and turn around. Look at the damage that he does. He just cleaves through that water, and they're just stuck inside of the tombstone. I don't think it's really going to do much for you as the car.
Just dive in the
and they're going towards the background here for Young G as well, and I feel like this is potentially the beginning of the end. 28 minutes into this game, and they are just terrorizing the side of eSpoiled, and Nemiga look in very, very dominant positions. You just walk.
Yeah.
It does.
I think it should do the initial purge, but it shouldn't stay, you know?
I don't think it should have any stats. I think if you kept it the way it is, give it no stats. If you want to keep it with stats, it shouldn't permanent spell. Yoda, unfortunately, he's been found out. Dropping the snakes as well.
He just wanted to disable a blink dagger, basically. Something to just keep them down there on the low ground as... hold on. They're both kind of TPing at the same time. I mean, they're seeing the twin gate be channeled over and over. He's in.
They found the Sven. Okay. This is a lot of damage, but the ice shard. Oh my god. You could not have asked for a more perfect ice blast with a more perfect AA shard than that one right there. He saved his buddy from across the map and got the kills onto the cause. That could to at least get away from Young G, but they hear a knocking and they're beating down that front door. So if you don't fight now, I don't really see how you were supposed to, but how you even start these fights. What, you're going to blink call Young G?
I mean, he's saying, give me the freaking smoke, bro. Like, the Axe is just like, what am I supposed to do here? They're still going to be hitting into this Rax.
Okay, Paradise out in the back. They're at least trying to take down XX Vampire. So taking down the Tusk is a good little start here. They do get the Sven up into the air. Doesn't want to use BKB in an awkward scenario here, so they really want to try and figure it out. BKB popped to plenty here by eSpoiled. They're going to turn back around here for the Sven. He's stuck inside of the snakes. It's a beautiful use there of the harpoon. Gets himself out of dodge, and he's healing so much. Look at the lifesteal. The Satanic stands and fights, and Snowy wants to try and win this fight, but it's Covis 9 with the godlike spree on the Death Prophet. And it's a buyback from the Shadow Shaman. It'll be a dieback from the Shadow Shaman. And it will be the entire base going bye-bye because the Gs get dropped. And game number one, Nemiga, dominant fashion.
Dominant fashion indeed. I mean, we talked about the 4 Protect 1 style that they were trying to go for, but that really isn't where Dota is these days. You need multiple different avenues to be able to contest effectively. You need not just one hero that's very easily
Have this kind of ball where they can throw their Luna at towers, and eSpoiled would have to try and make a contest for them. Lane though.
Yep. Has to land that one down beforehand. So it's a 5 Naga and a 4 Shadow Shaman this time around. We are seeing a few 5 Shadow Shamans, particularly in response to like a 3 Terrorblade and the like. But hold on, Azakor. Speaking of that Naga, he might be in a little bit of trouble.
All he has is the Deluge, and that is unfortunately not a good spot for him to be in. Monodrama gets, so they're just going to leave that one be and really just hope that they're mid and side lane. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. But it's free. You can do some things and find some tech. It's always very interesting to see if they can try and go here on to Snowy. So the Reeling will be able to at least pull the Tuskar away, but you can just see the damage. The Pangolier and the tag team, this is...
It's actually Bashka that's having the most difficult time in terms of the lanes, right? Like, Drow's died a couple of times, but still has a 200 net worth lead relative to the Luna. Maybe 3 times.
Tag team... No, Swashbuckle from Covis 9, so didn't want to go too deep into this, and so they didn't get that extra bonus damage from the level 2 tag team. But Drow is copping the business. They will go forward here once again. XX Vampire is going to walk at him, and now with Covis 9
body blocks
does have the Swashbuckle, but it was a nice little gust to be able to at least get a little bit of distance, but it wasn't enough.
Come out to him now as well. And we've got a bunch of people actually rotating towards mid for these power runes.
Ryota is dead. So he's going to try his best to be a bit of a nuisance, but unfortunately for him, he's a level 3 Shadow Shaman.
No, definitely not. Silence is coming in, and I don't know if Purple Paradise got a quick glimpse of him. could have potentially looked to try and kill the silencer if he was in there.
Tusk here too.
4-person rotation.
Yep. This is definitely a dead Tiny. Does have a lot of one charges, but it's just not going to be enough. And a regen rune as well for Young G. Ugh.
And they were on the hunt.
Trying to make the go here on the Luna on the top side of the map, and they will just walk in and they'll take down Bashka.
They found
but on the other side, they're looking to see if they can find Snovy. So let's see if they can get the response. There's so many people that are hunting this Drow. Oh, he gets caught inside of the shards, and that will mean that the Drow Ranger goes down again. So they trade carry for carry here.
On their side up until... we see a TP come up here now on the silencer.
Bashka is able to walk their way in. They do have Covis 9 here as well with the Rolling Thunder. Ryota is the one that are going to try and look for, but Covis 9 rolls a little bit away from the Shadow Shaman. They've brought in the Drow as well, so they eventually do take down that pesky support. Not without Snovy making the rotation towards top side. This is something that we've seen quite a while ago. Bashka's going to walk in. Aztecar, unfortunately, you walked in underneath the Eclipse. Oh, he wants to try and walk away. Almost tried to play dumb. Didn't get away far enough from the Luna. And once again, so much damage goes in onto Snovy. And he is having a dog's breakfast of a game number 2 here on the Drow Range.
Everyone on eSpoiled, but no one can really afford to get it right now. Or anytime soon. This would be a great pickoff, though. They know exactly where Luna is.
Yeah, they found her out. They're going to drop the tombstone. Ryota's here as well, so they will be able to deal with the position 1. So it's not just all doom and gloom. They get a little bit of a win here, and it means they're going to be able to take down this tier 1 tower as well. But about whether or not they can survive the trade, so Covis 9 is going to pick up a free one on the bottom side as well.
Again, we mentioned how good he is on the Pango. Purple Paradise, I mean, again, playing kind of like a support in terms of like where his positioning is, and poor level 7 Drow Ranger. Nice thing to say.
Alive. They have to be careful. They eventually do get the kill there as well, so they've overextended here. They lose out Young G as well, so Purple Paradise is finally able to get in towards the backline and get those beautiful tiny pickoffs, and they will be able to eventually close down on the Tuskar. So XS Vampire building towards the 4-staff early here.
I don't mind the 4-staff. I just don't want to see a Yules in a 4-staff, because it's fine if you want to go this 4 protect 1 strat and going up against, see you later, Undying.
No, Waste 21. He was one of the ones who was really starting to build up that net worth lead, and now Ryota was standing behind his buddy. He wants to try and walk away here. They still have to try and get this kill onto the Shadow Shaman, but with the Ceaseless Dirge, it means that now that Waste 21 has come back into this fight, they're going to try and reset with the Song of the Siren. So Aztecar will be able to walk into the entirety of Nemiga. You can just see that Bashka is in a very, very awkward spot. Avatos combo goes in onto the Luna and throws her into the clutches of eSpoiled.
Denies even.
Covis 9 is able to not get away from eSpoiled, and they're starting to win these fights here, Dan. Like, they're starting to pull this game back, and Snovy with the double kill on the Drow Ranger.
The big thing for mine is that they're just not getting that quick burst that they're really needing at the start of a lot of these engagements, as poor Silencer probably about to drop into the grave once again. Monodrama, I mean, they used the Global Silence that time around. That's better, right? But
So very even flat game right now between both these two teams. Nemiga kind of just got clapped in one of these last fights and looking to see if they can try and catch out the Dirge here. Weighs 21, pots the BKB. Ooh. 9-second BKB for not much, and there's no Ceaseless Dirge either, so they're going to see what they can do here for Purple Paradise. Trying to go forward here up onto the Tuskar, and unfortunately for XX Vampire, he's just going to lose his life. But he keeps his Luna safe, and they take down the core Undying.
Playing a very, very solid game up until that stage. Honestly, all the cores, look how even they are in net worth overall. Might not be the case, though, as Snovy ends up getting caught out. He's in a very precarious position. Playing
They're on the backside as well. Covis 9 just went into a very random spot. He actually is able to assassinate Monodrama. So they went for the Rolling Thunder here from Covis 9. It doesn't really get much out of it. They do lose the Shadow Shaman here. Bashka's really just trying to run away from this Naga Siren. Wants to try and get as much space away from her as he possibly can. But there is just so many members from eSpoiled who are just chasing him down. And it looked like the Hunter became the hunted. Especially with the Luna there, just unfortunately getting into a bad spot, and now
to take these next few fights, they're just going to go straight on into Roche. Naga Illusions, though, know exactly what's happening. Just bringing it closer.
Paradise as well as Drow. Snowy are in the top side of the map, so they may have just found a small little window here. Waste 21 wants to come in. The Drow will TP and they want to try and just deal with this tombstone. So they get rid of that nice and quickly here. So Bashka will go towards the back line. Young G, very, very careful. Cova's 9 though, goes in towards the background. They're seeing if they can try and get anything done with this global silence. They have done nothing with the ultimate abilities. They're trying to go directly here on top of the Drow range, and the BKB is being popped. No damage comes out here from Young G. They get rid of the Nagasari, and now Snowy has to walk backwards. They're seeing if they go back here onto Purple Paradise, wanting to see if they can take down this Tiny. Cova's 9, no, he's the one that loses his life early on. They just don't have the damage, it seems, to try and take down some more of these heroes, and now the Luna, she's the one that's in the trouble here. Bashka is just going to get taken down by the Drow Ranger, and Snowy with the double kill. What looked like a great initiation coming in from the Nemiga.
BKB that they have at that point, he could have even gone for an Aegis steal at that point if he wanted to try and 1v5 it.
Could have been potential, but now with Roach being as low as he was.
Tuscan Storm.
Watching if they can try and go for the steal here. XX Vampire goes in, Storm zips away. He does get the Aegis. A big steal comes in from XX Vampire. You would have loved to have gotten it there on your Storm Spirit with Young G. Now they're going to try and get this fight going. They're going to jump in as well. The Drow Ranger's getting stuck inside of the pitch. He's in that BKB. Wants to stand and try and fight. Ryota though, he's the one that loses his life early on. The foul play goes down. The BKB starting to wear out here for the Drow. Going up onto the high ground. Not really much mana is left available for them. So Snowy wants to try and get away from these heroes. He's quite tanky here on the Drow Ranger. How much extra damage do they have? Not enough, it seems. Waste 21. Wasn't sure about whether or not that Tombstone tried to save his teammate or if it was a hindrance more than a help. And again, these fights are back and forth here, Dan.
Yeah, Vampire getting a well-deserved in these last couple of fights for eSpoiled.
Yeah, and I think it also bugged him out too. I don't think he actually got inside of the Tombstone because he died to a swashbuckle. Yo. Well, I mean, I guess the question is, do you learn all of your chicken instincts in that one instant? Or does Aztecol learn all of his Naga instincts at one go as well? Waste 21. Ooh, pops
this is not the way they wanted to start.
It's the amplified damage that comes up now as well here from Young G, and they just burn through that BKB. They've double smoked behind, or triple smoked behind this, and it just doesn't really matter. So, he wants to try and go for you.
Might have just got bad choices. Go for a smoke of their own. I think they saw it, and that's why they're going for this big zip.
Oh, big global silence, and they want to see if they can try and get their Pangolier out of here, but they don't. So the BKB is being popped, same with the global silence, and it's time now for you to run for Nemiga. And they will be able to catch out the silencer, but with Monodrama, doesn't really matter. He's already lost his life, and the Roche pit once again. Global silence, still moments away.
No flesh golem.
Nobody wants to come walk in here and fight. They have no ceaseless dirts. They need to go into this fight right now and drop the Eclipse inside of the pit. They will just summon the Siren. But it's about getting the Roche. They walked directly away from the Roche pit, so that means they were able to get the Aegis here onto the Storm Spirit. They're going to turn back around, but look at all the damage that the Drow is doing. Standing and delivering. They want to see if they can try and get this fight going. She goes up onto the high ground now, thanks to that shard. She gets stuck into the stairs, and this Butterfly is doing a lot of work for her. They go inside of the Tombstone and gets enough distance, but look like the Storm on the backside. Young G really trying to take down this Drow Ranger, and again these cores are just trying to take down Snowy and aren't able to do it just yet. The BKB from the Storm isn't back up once again. The Shackles is there, and that is so much damage from the Drow Ranger. Stands and deliver the ultra kill from the Drow is enough to get it done.
Yeah, no, he's going to be able to blink away to, I'm gonna say safety, but daytime they see the Shaman. They see the Shaman.
Okay, they've been able to do it, and they find the real one in touching distance through the Drow. If you lose another fight, that's just going to balloon out, and the Drow's going to be all items above. Oh, SS Vampire, that is a jump they would like to have back. They're just going to come in now with the Global Silence on top of the Rolling Thunder, and there's just a lot of these abilities to try and to buy a little bit of this extra space. So, goes in, the Blue Hole goes in as well. They've got the Orbital Cannon. Look at the damage they can do here onto the cores, but it's all about the Drow Ranger. That's the one where you need to put your focus here. You're looking towards eSpoiled, seeing if they can try and get Snowy away. Goes up into the air as well, wants to try and stand on top of this high ground. Bashka looking forward to see if they can take down the Drow Ranger. Another beautiful Blue Hole comes in from Young G, and they take down the Drow Ranger. Triple kill for Corvus Fight, ultra kill for him. Give him the rampage. Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. He doesn't get it. Young G takes it away.
Maybe still
damage. That Waste 21 takes it away as well. Maybe with a few couple of seconds. Purposefine wants to see if he can stand here and fight and get the rampage. No, it's not. It's taken away from Bushka. At just creating all of this extra space for his teammates and really just kind of force him into a lot of these bad positions and these bad ideas.
Stay out of the sentry range at least. He's going for a bit of a solo play, it seems, here.
Okay. Young G, you have to be careful, and they just get rid of the Undying. Okay, so Young G will walk forward, does not pop that BKB, has the Aegis to still play around with. The Orbital Cannon, though, is able to buy a little bit of this extra time. Ryota goes into his own BKB. Once again, this Global Siege is buying a lot of this extra space. They still do have the extra life here for Young G, but they're just going to go into the foul play. And they took 2 quick kills there for the side of Nemiga. They have to be very, very careful about their base, though.
Aegis expiring in 20 seconds, so going in, just trying to force out a few big cooldowns here is Young G. Just be careful of getting too far out of position, though.
Especially if you go deep into this base, or the punch up and the kick in on the Drow Ranger. They want to see if they can get Snowy, but it's a big song.
No buyback.
They're standing here and they're looking to see what they can do. They lose out on the Aegis. So Young G goes into the hole, and it's a blue hole. Everybody's sucked in. It's the Drow Ranger who's low. It's the Drow Ranger who's dead. It's a buyback now coming in from eSpoiled. They're looking to see if they can stay alive for a little bit longer, but no, Purple Paradise goes and bites the dust again, and it is all disengaged. All systems go for Nemiga to try and get themselves out of this base. But again, the blue hole goes in the background. The Orbital Cannon does a lot of work, but it's not enough to take down Snowy. Oh, he's so low. If they took down the Drow, that would have been game over, but it potentially could be now with 2 minutes on the sideline for Purple Paradise. Waste 21 goes into the background. They're seeing how much damage they can do. Snowy's TPing into this fight. It's going to be oh so slow for them. They do have the extra damage. They're coming towards the backside here for Young G. Once again, the blue hole going over to Snowy, but do they have the damage to take down the Drow Ranger? Look and try and get on top of him. They do. That is 2 minutes dead with 2 cores, and the GGs are dropped, and that will be a 2-0 for Nemiga. It took them 51 minutes to finish off this second map here, but they get it done, and they will move forward in the lower bracket. And unfortunately for the boys of eSpoiled, it is a 2-0-2-0 and sent out of the international qualifiers.
Hold on. What happened there? Because they called GG, the creeps were hitting the Aegis, and it says eSpoiled victory. So I'm going to need to know what exactly happened in that, what the ruling is with the actual outcome of the game, because I am not 100% sure how the admins are going to rule this one. Yeah, that's certainly an interesting one.
I didn't even notice that. I saw the Gs get dropped from, I believe it was Naga was the first one that dropped the GGs. And yeah,